I'm learning. I'm learning. Time for my pick of the show, and time for us to talk about efficiency and safety in the kitchen, getting those jobs done, whether you have great knife skills or not. This is an electric mandolin from CooksEssentials. So proud and very, very honored to present CooksEssentials here at QVC. You can only find CooksEssentials here. It's our elite line of cooking tools that you can only get here, and this one is in the master class because this is able to do so much. You can thick slice, you can extra thick slice, you can thin slice, shred, grate, cube, julienne, fine julienne. We'll go over all of that, but here's the machine itself. You're getting the electric mandolin slicer. You're getting those 7 blades. Yes, take a look at all of those 7 blades right down here in front. That's what I'm saying. You can interchange them out of the top, but you're also getting the cleaning brush and you're also getting the cube insert cleaner. All of this comes to you for that featured price of $54.98. It's on 5 easy payments of $11, but the easy pay does go away at the end of the day. There is no reorder available on this, and we have some very sweet colors: green, blue, and purple. Easy. But I want to introduce all of you to Chef Joe McAllister, if you've never met him before.
Good
Hi.
morning, Mary.
I missed you. It's nice to see you. I know you did. Girl.
It's been a while.
It has, and my Chef Joe levels are low.
Yes,
so I feel better. Everybody, please. You've been a chef for now going on 23 years?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Isn't
That's
that
crazy. You started when you were 3. That's
yeah,
awful.
Probably. Yeah.
Labor laws were different then.
Back in the 1800s. No, I'm
That's
kidding.
how I feel too. K44536 is the item number if you'd like to follow along on your tablets. But when I mentioned efficiency and safety, how does that do both of those things?
So what I like about this, of course, is that your fingers cannot get anywhere near the blade. In fact, if I even have this little container out, the machine won't operate.
Wow.
So everything has to be hooked up. And when it is operating and functioning well, we're getting even actually precise dicing. So this is the amazing thing. I have pretty good knife skills, I would say. You know, I've been practicing at it for a number of years now. And I can't get my dice to look that good.
Well, not at that speed.
Not at that speed, exactly. And when the machine is operating, you can see my fingers are nowhere near the blade.
I like
it's
that.
not going to happen.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, so let's just take a look at this dice because this is just perfect. Look at that. It's perfect each and every time. And that's the one thing you'll learn in culinary school is you have to have that uniformity in the cut because that's how things cook evenly. They cook at the same rate that way, right? So whether it's just diced pepper or whether we're doing a mirepoix, which is the combination of celery and carrot and onion that we're used to seeing, you know, the base of soups and stocks and everything that we do in cooking. Look at that. That is just brilliant.
That's so easy. You know what I like too? I like how big the push button is.
Yes.
I have to say.
Yeah.
Because if you're holding something with your left hand and you're trying to do something with your right hand and you're trying to make them do different things at the same time, it's nice that the button that's going to operate the machine, you can find it and you can keep your hand there.
Yeah, it's
like
a
that.
huge button. And once again, the safety factor here is just amazing. We're getting these beautiful uniform cuts, but we're getting nowhere near the blade. And, you know, the thing about the mandolin is that I have one of those, you know, shiny stainless steel ones that you know, we're all familiar with. And, you know, I've lost bits and pieces of my fingers in the past on those things.
Okay,
So
I have a story.
dangerous.
This is 5 easy payments of $11. We do have the 3 colors that you're seeing: blue, green, and purple. Absolutely gorgeous. You can leave it out on the counter. I love the fact, too, that this does have a 41-inch long cord, so you can kind of move it around on the counter wherever you need, which is really nice. But I have to tell you a story. When I was an associate producer on In the Kitchen with David, I had been on the show maybe about a year.
Yeah.
And, you know, as a producer for television, you constantly have your ears open. You're listening to your crew. You're listening to your talent. You're listening to everybody around on the floor. One night, one of our prep chefs in the back was using a mandolin slicer, and he really cut himself badly. And I just, as somebody who loves my team, it just turned my stomach upside down. And he said to me, "Oh, Mary, don't worry about it. We do it all the time." And I thought, well, I'm no chef genius, but if you do cut cut your finger on a mandolin slicer all the time. Let's try to get you a better tool so that that doesn't happen. And
That's
so,
exactly right.
just to finish out the story, he is fine, and he is just quite frankly thrilled that I shared that story, but I promised I'd never use his name. But this is what it's all about. You want to get that precise cut. You want to get those uniform cuts, but you want to keep your hands away from the action, because mandolin slicing, it's been around for a long, long time, gives you those gorgeous pieces, but quite frankly, after watching him do that, I shy away from a mandolin slicer. This machine's going to give you all of that and keep your hands safe.
Precisely. So that was slicing, and we can do thin slicing as well, just by trading out the thick cut, which we were doing with the zucchini, for the thin. So we take the blade out, we pull this up just a little bit, and then we insert the next blade. So what that's going to do, and then you just drop it right back down here in this notch.
That's
and then
easy.
the button goes to the back, right? Slide it forward, and we're ready to go. So we'll throw in a couple of radishes here. I just want you to see that it'll also do very thin sliced radishes, which, you know, when you're doing these with a knife, it's kind of tough to get that last cut of the radish because it's, you know, it's obviously round, right? So how do you get
slick.
that? Yeah, exactly. But how do you get that thin cut? You do it this way, much more efficient. It's 150 watts in the motor, and of course, all of these pieces, the blade, even the cover right here, they're all top rack dishwasher safe.
Oh, you know I love that.
Isn't that great?
How much capacity does this container have?
This is 2 quarts.
2 quarts.
And then you can also buy additional ones there. We have them up front on the ledge there.
Oh, that's right. That's K44609. You can get 2 extra containers and 3 storage lids for $19.98. So if you really are cooking for a crowd, we do have that as an option as well. This is on 5 easy payments of $11. It retails, it could be $71 if you could find it at the store, but you can't because we are the only ones who carry Cooks Essentials here at QVC. But those 5 easy payments do go away at the end of the day today. So this isn't one that we can think about for too awfully long. And when you see everything that it can do, we've seen the slicing, we've seen all of the dicing, but now we're shredding. So we're just up to the 3rd job.
Yeah, so we have this hard cheddar cheese. It's an aged cheddar, and you can see right there, we're actually able to get a beautiful shred on that. Look at that. You can't get that in the supermarket. I'm sorry. In those pre-shredded bags that have the preservative in it, you cannot get this quality in a shredded cheese. So I suggest buying the cheese in bulk, store it yourself, and then just go ahead and do it this way.
And you know what? When you buy bag cheese, it's coated in potato starch to preserve it for a long time. So if you've ever taken bag cheese out and you think, well, what does this feel? Shred your cheese fresh. It is so much better tasting.
That's exactly right. I love the fact that we have that large processing chute, so I can get, you know, the zucchini, the cucumber, that kind of thing in there, even that large piece of cheese that we just did. Of course, we mentioned earlier the 2-quart storage container, and of course, you can buy additional containers. Why not prep that food? Have it sitting in the fridge, ready to go. The suction feet actually keep it from sliding across the countertop, so you're not chasing your mandolin.
Thank you.
And of course, we know that that's an easy push button. It's huge, and you're not going to miss it. It's pretty obvious when you look at it where you have to push, right?
I love that.
Yeah, and we like the fact that we can shred with this. We can do a julienne. We can do a fine julienne if we want. We can even make French fries.
Thank you.
I love that.
And we're going to show it to you in the blue color choice, which is our most popular this morning.
All right.
So
Matches
just know
back
that
to
we
my
have,
jacket.
well, how well planned is that? I also have it available for you in green and purple today. More than 80,000 of these have been sold here at QVC, and there is no reorder available. So this is it. When K44536 sells out, not only does that great feature price go along with it, however, we're not going to be able to get any more of these in. So 5 easy payments of $11. Remember, those go away at the end of the day today. But now, I mean, potatoes, typically, if you're using a knife, take a while.
Exactly. And so what we've done here, especially if you have an air fryer at home and you're doing that, right? So look, we can make the little cuts here, the French fry cuts. Look at that. It's just perfect each and every time. Now here, looks like the potato is just a little bit too thick there. So, but it's fine when it works through. Now,
you know what I call those after I put them in the air fryer? Those are just waffle potatoes.
That's right, waffle potatoes. That's right.
I don't judge a potato. No, I do not. All are welcome.
Here I want to show you that the blades come out easily. So if I don't want to do the French fries anymore and perhaps I want to dice, I can just go ahead and drop the dicing feature right down in, right? Just like that. So that works as well, and then it just snaps right back on. So let's go over here. I just want to show you, this is really a very interesting thing. Making egg salad. So this is something that's just going to amaze you, because when you make when you dice eggs, you actually create quite a mess. But look at this. We're getting a perfect dice. Look at that. Of hard-cooked egg. That is just incredible. It's not a mushy mess. It's actually a beautiful dice. And then we can add to that things like our pickle spears. So again, we're using the dicing feature, right? So pickle spears right there, process that down. Some red onion, because we like that bite of red onion in the egg salad. Look, we're putting all of our ingredients in together. And then lastly, of course, we need that celery, right? So the thing with the celery is we could start it with our hand earlier and then use the pusher, the food pusher, to push that right through.
Wow. My mother is a food pusher. I know about food pushers.
But look at that. Perfect egg salad.
Oh, and isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's beautifully diced. And
now you get your spurtle, you put a little mayo in there, maybe a little Dijon.
That's right.
How about that?
Now back here, we can actually do a thin slice. Let's say we want to do potato chips. So what we do is we clean off our blade.
Okay.
And
keeping the fingers safe.
That's right, keeping the fingers safe. And I'm looking for, here it is. We'll use the slicing blade right here. So we've got that, a nice thin slice. We just drop that right in.
Chips.
Yeah, I know.
That sounds good.
Isn't that a great idea? And
yes.
what we're going to do, look, we're getting that beautiful thin slice. And once again, we can do this in an air fryer, right? So you process your potato ahead of time, add a little bit of oil, and then right into the air fryer. That's an incredible thing.
And you know everything that went into making the chip. There's no mystery ingredients in there, nothing that you can't pronounce. Everything in that food, you know what's in there when you make it yourself. I'm on this big crusade right now about tasting food again. We've gotten so used to food that's not food. And so when you make it yourself, when you're making your own chips like this with the mandolin slicer, that's how easy it can be. That's how fast it can be. And you're getting those uniform slices so that you can put them in your air fryer and they cook up evenly together.
That's right. That's the one thing we learned in culinary school in day one when we were doing knife class is the uniformity in the cut. It's very important. All chefs know this. And when you're a home cook, you need that as well. You need the uniformity in the cut so that everything is cooking at the same rate.
How about being an instructor on the first day of cooking school? You've got 30 people in the room all learning how to use a knife.
I know. Yeah, that can be a disaster. That can actually be a disaster when you think,
so if I could, please, I want to talk about everything that you're getting in the offer. So
why don't we do it right here?
This is the Cooks Essentials electric mandolin slicer and dicer with the 7 blades. What you're seeing here is 7 blades together, thick slice, extra thick slice, thin slice, shred and grate. You can cube, you can julienne, and you can fine julienne.
That's right.
Of course you're getting the machine, but you're also getting the pusher, and you're getting that cube insert cleaner. Now, this has a great large feeding spout, great buttons so that you can find it right here to push and use, but it's K44536 and it's 5 easy payments of $11. Those easy payments do go away at the end of the day. Remember, if you want the extra containers, it's K44609 for those 2 extra containers with the 3 storage lids. Those are an extra purchase of $19.98. So keep it efficient, but keep it safe, and you can do it with Cooks Essentials this morning. Chef Joe, thank you so much.
It was so good to be here.
Always
thank you so
good
much.
to see you.
Congratulations on In the Kitchen
Thank
with Mary.
you.
I'm so excited
Thank you. I can't wait until you're on it.
Yeah, me too.
So